We are recording.
Welcome. Welcome everyone to the SellOutShow where we are always sold out. I am Diana Guerin, co-founder of Trade Show Makeover, where we help companies stop leaving money on the trade show floor by turning more of those leads into deals.
Awesome. I love your new intro. I'm so excited to hear more about Trade Show Makeover as we go forward. Hey everyone, I'm Sean Carroll Sandy. I'm the Chief Revenue Officer of the Selling Agency, where we coach humans how to sell to other humans. Because selling like a sumo wrestler who is hell-bent on pushing you out of the ring is not a good look.
No.
They wear.
Showing up to
a sales meeting.
Which leads us perfectly into today. So as Sean and I were getting, ready for the show, we were talking about some of the crazy articles that she's recently seen about closing techniques. And this one could be just a little bit of fun, blow off some steam, but we're going to talk about all these closing techniques. And then we want you to comment about your favorite and worst closing techniques. And then at the end, we'll give a little bit of nuggets about how you really do move a business-to-business complex sale to close. But what'd you find, Sean? Let's look at some of these closing techniques that you found.
Yeah, like, let me get ready. That visual just really struck me of the sumo wrestler when they get ready to like slap their thighs and they're ready to battle or whatever. I've seen salespeople come to the table like that, like I'm ready to, win and, okay. All right, so I'm going to share a screen, and this is not calling out anyone in particular, but here's the thing that fascinates me as a sales trainer, as a skills builder, as someone working with sellers, especially people new to business development. I can't believe the shit's still out there.
I know, it's terrible. I mean, hopefully a lot of this looks like transactional sales closes, but
right.
What's so funny is you don't want to manipulate your clients. Clients can smell it a mile away if you're trying to manipulate them, and it's not very nice.
No, it's not.
Okay, so what's your favorite here?
Okay, so there are a couple here on this particular list, and these lists are all over the internet. We've all heard of the Assumptive Close, acting as if they're ready to decide. There's a little bit of psychology there, putting yourself in the forward in the future. I like that, but it gets really gross. We're like, all right, well, when can we get started? And you're like, slow your roll, Susan. We got some other stuff to talk about. Yeah.
How about the distraction close right there near the bottom? Catch them in a weak moment. It's like I'm a cat pouncing on a mouse. Catch them in a weak moment. Ugh.
Sorry, I can't meet. My cat just died. Well, I better jump on that.
Well, then just sign here and you can get back to the vet.
The compliment close. Flatter them into submission. That is a lovely tie, Jeremy. Now, can we do this deal? No? No? Well, you married well. I see your wife. Let's compliment them into doing a deal. Oh my God. Okay.
How about the doubt close? Show them that you doubt your own product and then have them disagree with you.
What?
The doubt close.
Oh, wait, here's what I want to be closed on. The embarrassment close. Show them how stupid they look for not buying your product. Yeah, I want to rub my face in it. Golly.
Well, here's ours, the humor close.
Oh, all day long, baby. The humor.
Relax them with humor and a roofie.
Get them drunk and be funny.
Now sign here, won't you?
Yeah. The no, how about this? The no hassle close. Make it as easy as possible. If you're not making it as easy as possible, what are you doing? Do we want to make it more difficult? Really?
Well, yeah, you'd be surprised how many people make it impossible to buy from them. It's true.
Yeah.
Oh, the puppy close.
What the hell is the puppy close?
I don't know.
Wait,
but I'm sure my dog does it to me all day long.
Acting cute to invoke sympathy and a nurturing response.
That's how he gets treats from me.
I can't even think of how someone would do that. Like what the hell?
Please sign my $50,000 SaaS agreement.
Rational close. Use logic and reason. I mean, should we not be doing that all along?
Yeah, could you please do that anyway, everybody? This just is so rude to the buyer. I mean, aren't you seeing how like it makes buyers look like idiots?
Well, and it makes salespeople look like assholes. The selective deafness close, respond only to what you want to hear.
That's a politician close.
Right?
Never answer the question. Just move your agenda forward.
Okay. All right. Well, I can't because this just makes me want to.
I can't. It's true. I can't. So, okay. So let's talk a little bit about, closing is a really important part of sales or else you don't get paid.
Right.
So
right.
Let's talk a little bit about what actually does work in closing.
I think that in a lot of folks, I mean, I've heard this several ways, but, I don't even think of it as closing a deal. It's opening up, the rest of the relationship, right? You're not closing anything. And, I'm going to be the broken record on this, but techniques are stupid because if one person can use a technique, so can everyone else versus skill. Like if you have skill and you can skillfully, ask questions and understand and pre-qualify. You shouldn't really have to use any of these things if you were pre-qualifying and talking to the right clients to begin with. I mean, it should closing should be a natural progression, right?
I agree. I think that I do see a lot of salespeople that are very, very reluctant to ask for the next step or to boldly ask for the sale. And one thing that I think that conveys to your client, whether you think about it or not, whether you think this is true, whether you know this or not, is it conveys that you have doubt or you're not confident. So I do think that customers really want to be asked, right? Mm-hmm. You want to be asked to the dance. Right, and you want it to be a goal, because it shows confidence in your product and it shows confidence and helps them over that risk of doing business with you. If you are conveying that this is a really good idea by asking boldly, I think that's fantastic.
Right. And I think there's three things. You touched on the first one. If you're not asking for the business, you're scared to do that because, hey, if we keep talking infinitum, maybe I'll stumble upon a yes, right? If I can keep you in my pipeline long enough, maybe you'll just love hanging out with me long enough to say like, fine, I'll sign the deal. Or two, you don't ask because you don't really know where they are in their decision-making process. You've not done all the work along the way to understand if they have challenges, if they have obstacles. More often than not, and especially complex B2B sales, if you've gotten halfway through the process with them and are looking down, coming to proposal or terms or whatever, if you have that hesitation to ask, it's because you haven't done a good enough job of understanding what's going on and understanding that most of the time they're not actually objections. It's, well, part A has to be done to part B before I can make a decision about part C. Like you need to know about all the parts, right? And then,
one thing that's been really powerful for me, and it's actually been stuff that I've been using just recently, and it moves something to a close really super powerfully, is if people aren't, jumping in and saying, yeah, let's get this done, there's always something else that's going on that they're not telling you, right? So one thing that I've been asking, and I do believe this is a skill where you're listening keenly for, is there something else that's at play here? A really powerful question to ask is, of all the other options that you're looking at, what do you like about them more than what you're seeing here?
Okay.
And that does a couple really cool things. The first one is it acknowledges that they're not idiots. They're looking at other things.
Right.
And then oftentimes they'll be like, it's almost like a sense of relief in the room of that they kind of laugh like, that's a really great question. And then they'll just, more times than not, if you've had a good relationship, they'll just lay out the whole landscape for you.
Yeah.
And they will talk themselves through what's going on with the other things. And oftentimes they'll tell you, well, I really like this better about what these people are seeing. And it's probably something that you offer, but they didn't know that. And to say, oh, that makes total sense. In fact, that's something that bloody we do. What else? Is there anything else that's more appealing? And either you'll get that you're out of the running, or they'll talk themselves through the sale and how they're going to do business with you. And it's absolutely beautiful to help your customer buy you.
And what you made a point there that's super important. You will realize if they want something that you can't provide and it's not going to work. Wouldn't you rather know sooner than later? Oh, yeah. I just had this discussion with one of my teams talking about, you know, all the different touches, and like, oh my God, you know, we have to get to this many touches, and why can't we spread that many touches out over a year? I'm not kidding.
Because people have already forgotten about you.
Wouldn't you rather want to know sooner than later if you're not a good fit? I mean, we got to buck up, right? Buck up and have some guts to know that not everyone is going to be your customer. Not everyone's going to be your client. You're going to lose some deals, but you've got to go in it with, you know, that transparent integrity to serve your clients and uncover all the things that will work and bring, you know, position all the things that will work and stuff. And then if it's not going to, you got to let it go. Like that Elsa chick says, let it go.
Let it go.
Yes.
Let it go.
Well,
or, you know, not now. One of the customers that I've been working with recently who just signed up with us is, we've been talking for a year, and I was like, what's in the way, you know, kind of what's in the way of us doing business? And he said, we need to get these things in our business first before we can implement what you've got. And I believed him. And then I said, well, how am I going to stay in your mind when it's time? And he said, why don't you reach out to me once every 3 months and send me something interesting? So that's what I did.
Right.
And sure enough, a year later, when they're ready, you know, like, listen to your customers and believe them. You know, this whole like approaching your customers like they're lying or hiding something from you is really nasty.
Yeah, and it's not good.
No.
There was one of these closes, it's the take it away close, and I kid you not, it was on a different website, and it said, threaten to take away the candy and see how they behave. Like, who the crap are you talking to that if your customers would hear you talk about them, they would never do business with you.
Right?
Never. So,
bring some dignity to your selling, people.
Yes. In closing, asking for the business, yes, super duper important. What you do leading up to that, so important. Skill, listening, patience, discipline, all those things, those are skill-based things. Closing techniques can suck it.
Yeah, ask boldly when it's time, be quiet, and believe the answer.
I like it.
And use the puppy dog close.
That's a cat.
Meow.
My cat talks to me and closes me all the time. You want more cat food? Okay. You want to chase ice cubes? Okay.
How can I help you today, little cat?
How can I help you today? You just closed me. All right, y'all. Let's close this thing out.
All right. I will close by saying, stop hoping
and start selling.
That's right, y'all. Bye.
You said y'all. I love it.
Bye.